Welcome back to another edition of the C-Score Power Rankings as we move into Week 11 of the 2024 NFL season. If you're looking to hang your hat on one of the many power rankings that are out there, this would be the one. Why? Because we devised them using C-Score, this channel's metric for determining the total quality of each and every NFL team during the Super Bowl era, beyond just looking at their records. If we wanted to rank teams on their records, we would use this, the NFL standings. You've come here looking for more than that, and we're here to provide more than that. 9 of the 14 games from Week 10 were decided by one possession, including 4 by 3 points, 1 by 2 points, and 2 by exactly 1 point. The margins in the NFL are fine, and that is reflected in certain portions of the rankings this week. With each passing week, the NFL's picture gets clearer and clearer, as every team now has fewer games remaining on their schedule than they have games played. C-Score is not FPI or 538. We don't pretend to have a crystal ball, make predictions, then run for cover or blame some random peculiarity when those predictions go wrong. It can be used to compare teams and infer future possibilities, which do have an excellent chance of being correct, but the score itself comes only from play on the field to this point in the season. Yes, FPI and 538 both suck and lie to you. With that said, we thank you for joining us today. Away we go. The bottom 8 teams give us the most movement that we've seen in a while, and it gives us a new team in the sad Dallas Cowboys. Their loss of nearly 6.5 points of C-Score is the largest loss this week, placing them at number 25. Just ahead are the Miami Dolphins, who see the biggest leap in both C-Score and ranking, powering up to 25th. And despite another win, the Carolina Panthers are still last, and it's not particularly close. Their schedule has been below average, and their point differential is 60 points worse than any other team in the league. Further proof that even a losing team can be a fraud. Climbing out of the bottom 5, even though they lost, are the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you have a 95% in a class and you score a 75 on a test, your overall grade will drop, yes? That's just math. But if you have a 55 in a class and you get a 75 on a test, your overall grade will rise. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 Jacksonville Jaguars. A little bit of I told you so is in order for the Bears, whose ranking takes the biggest tumble this week from 17th to 21st. And the Cincinnati Bengals move up 4 spots in what was most likely the most impressive loss of the season, both in terms of performance and opponents. The Houston Texans swap spots with the Atlanta Falcons, also moving up with a loss. A little more on that game in a moment. Denver stays the same. A little more on their game in a moment as well. The Buccaneers remain ahead of the 49ers, the team they just lost to, but that gap has closed. The Bucs have played the league's hardest schedule by a fairly wide margin, and they've outscored that schedule. If anything, their 4-6 record is a fluke. And the Cardinals keep making moves, winning again and just missing out on the top 10. The Philadelphia Eagles roar, or is it screech, into the top 10 at number 7. The only team in this subset who didn't drop in both their ranking and their raw C-Score. The Packers were on the bye and couldn't do much. The Chargers have played the league's easiest schedule outside of the Bears. The Commanders lost, while recent wins against the Giants and Bears lost what little luster they already had. And Baltimore continues its ping-ponging in and out of the top 5. The test analogy applies here as well. Top 5 time, and the Pittsburgh Steelers maintain their spot at number 5, following a 1-point road victory over the Commanders. They too took a hit to their C-Score, dropping nearly a point and a half to 16.328. Their last 4 opponents sit in the bottom 11, and they are the last team the Cowboys beat. Yet they remain 7-2, and as long as they have TJ Watt and Mike Tomlin, they have a chance to beat anybody. The Minnesota Vikings continue their slow drip from the top, dropping another spot to number 4. Sorry not sorry, but C-Score is not impressed by a 5-point victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars, and analytically treats that game similar to a loss, taking away 2.444 points for a new total of 18.827. The 5 teams directly beneath the Vikings all have better point differentials, and their schedule is getting closer to league average. Is the other shoe now dropping for this team? Barging their way into number 3 are the Buffalo Bills. They move up 3 spots into number 3, increasing their C-score by nearly 3 points to 19.768. Their schedule is not overly impressive, that's for sure. In fact, it's downright below average. But they're smashing that schedule as of late. And at this point in the season, they are statistically the most likely team in the league to make the playoffs. That strength of schedule will get a boost this week when they face this team, the second-rated Kansas City Chiefs. Well, they found a new way to win a game, didn't they? It wasn't enough to save their C-score by dropping 1.707 points down to 20.694. One criticism of C-score is that it overly punishes teams who win close games, choosing instead to identify these teams as clutch. Now, clutch is a real thing, no doubt, and anytime a team ends a game with more points than its opponent, that's a very good thing. But is it sustainable? Can teams really continue getting away with these types of results? History tells us no, with maybe the rarest of exceptions thrown in, a fact that C-Score recognizes. Maybe the Chiefs are an exception. Maybe the league's best record paired with only its 9th best point differential doesn't mean anything. Or maybe it all falls apart next week. Or, even worse, maybe it slowly starts to fall apart consistently and cripples their ability to shine in the playoffs. Let's see just how many rabbits the Chiefs can fit into one magic act. Staying at number 1 despite a magical act of survival themselves are the Detroit Lions. That last win didn't come without a cost in C-score, dropping nearly 3 points to a still excellent 31.565. Such is their cushion that their top spot was not threatened. Like the Vikings before them, analytically this looks more like a loss, and they were indeed losing the entire game, and quite frankly, they were playing like doggy doo-doo. They found a way though, and some might call them clutch. A single great escape is one thing, but if they too start making a habit of this, they'll be in the same boat as the Chiefs. The Broncos had their field goal blocked. Maybe that next kick goes through. The Texans couldn't block Detroit's field goal. Maybe the next team will block that kick. Fine margins. Fine margins. Here now is every team and where they stand in the NFL landscape going into Week 11. Think about where you thought these teams would be before the season. Dallas in the bottom 8, Washington and the Chargers in the top 10, the Jets struggling, the Cardinals thriving. What other surprises do you find? Be sure to sound off on these topics or anything else on your mind down in the comments section below. Be sure to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel if you've yet to do so. Don't forget to ding that bell to be notified about all future videos. We've got a good one coming out this Friday that has been a long time coming. Hope you join us for that one. Thank you so much for joining us today, and until next time, I hope you have an awesome day.